There are a few literary devices and terms for Oedipus the King that we need to go over. The first term is hubris, which means excessive pride. This is a type of arrogance where you kind of have that image of the guy whose head's too big to get into the room. Well, that's hubris. This is that guy who scored the winning touchdown and doesn't congratulate any of his team members for the win of the game. It's all about him. This is that person in class who always gets A's and brags about it. This is the Titanic. Everybody was so proud of the fact that the Titanic was floating on water and all that was unsinkable that, well, lo and behold, they sunk. Hubris quite often is a downfall. There's not many times where excessive pride is a benefit. There are a few, I'm sure, but ultimately it is a downfall. Also, we will be looking at blindness in sight, both literally and figuratively, throughout the play. Literal blindness in sight is seeing or not seeing, literally, but the figurative is the being able to see what's actually happening, or being able to see the truth, or being blind to the truth. Paradox is a statement that seems to be contradictory or false, but is in fact true. Paradoxes are kind of fun because you think that there's no way it can possibly be true, but it is. So for instance, the end of the internet. It doesn't seem like there could ever be an end to the internet, but somewhere there has to be. Also, a bucket of frozen antifreeze. And my personal favorite is shopping sales. And this one is think about a time when your mom came home and said, "Honey, guess how much money I saved today?" Despite the fact that she's carrying 6 shopping bags. Obviously, she spent money, so she didn't save, yet she probably did save through sales. Extended metaphors. An extended metaphor is a comparison of two unlike things, just like a regular metaphor, but it's expanded throughout a paragraph, a chapter, a verse, or an entire piece of literature. These are also known as conceits or suspended metaphors. That's just for your future knowledge. In class, we will always refer to them as an extended metaphor. I have a couple examples of extended metaphors that I want to take a look at. The first is from William Shakespeare's As You Like It. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. At first the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail unwillingly to school, and then the lover, sighing like furnace, with a woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrow, then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, in fair round belly, with good caption lined, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances, and so he plays his part. The 6 age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank, and his big manly voice, turning again toward childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all, that ends this strange eventful history, is second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. So in this excerpt from the play, Shakespeare is comparing life to a stage. And then, of course, humans are the actors. And so it goes through this entire thing talking about the different acts of the play and the different ways that we as humans act, the different parts that we play throughout life. So this is an extended metaphor, and it's extended throughout this entire piece. I have one more extended metaphor. It's from a Carl Sandburg poem called The Fog. The fog comes on little cat feet. It sits looking over harbor and city on silent haunches and then moves on. So here, Sandburg is comparing fog to a cat. But this fog is metaphorical. It's metaphorical of the problems that happen in our life and how they come in very silently. They sit and they look over us. They're there and then they go on. Okay, so this fog is a literal fog, but it's also a metaphorical one. This fog can represent anything in our life that is foggy. So these are two extended metaphors that extend throughout a piece. You saw how one of the pieces is a little bit longer, but this one is significantly shorter. But it's not in just a single line. Okay, an extended metaphor is never going to be a single line in a piece of literature. That's all I have for you for now. I'm out.